Great. So let's take a look at how we can set up a remarketing campaign. So if you want to go to the campaign section in your Google Ads interface, and then we're going to click Add Campaign, and then we're going to click New Campaign, and then we can select our campaign. It's going to be a display campaign, so it doesn't matter which one we pick really. We will click our display campaign there and we'll enter our URL in here. I'll just put a dummy one in again, and we'll click continue. Again, it's pretty similar to just setting up a normal display campaign, but we're going to target slightly different to what we did. So we just go ahead again and we can name our campaign whatever we like. Select our target locations. We can choose whether we want our location again either to be people in or who show interest, or just people who are in your location, and we can exclude places as well. We can type in our bid strategy. That's come up as viewable cost per million impressions, but what we'll actually do is we will click it to manual cost per click, and we can leave that checked if we want to, but I don't recommend doing that because as our audience is going to be one that's already been to our website, they're all pretty much enhanced cost per clicks anyway, so we don't need to bid more on them. We can set our budget for our remarketing here. It's not going to be as big probably as your main campaign, because obviously they've already had to visit your website, which you've already paid for, so it's going to be a percentage of them that will click on your ad and come back. And then we'll have that ad rotation set on optimize. We've got our ad schedule again, so we can set that when we think, but if it's with remarketing, it's probably a good idea to keep it on all the time, unless you are a business that only wants to take calls or get leads in at a certain time when you're open. You can also set start and end date. Frequency capping is basically how many times the same person sees your advert. I wouldn't worry too much about this. I'd leave it on the default setting, which is let Google Ads optimize how often your ads are shown to your customers, because you don't really want to set a limit. If they're not clicking on it, it doesn't really matter. If they keep clicking on it, it's obviously because they're interested in, and that's a strong buying signal, so we can leave that on that. We've got content exclusions. We can exclude mature content or anything like that again there, and we've got additional settings here. We can go ahead and click on that and see if we want to change any devices. You can have dynamic ads as well if you've got data feeds from your website that could actually show people specific products they've been looking at on your website, and dynamic text as well, so it can change. Say they've been looking at a pair of shoes that are blue, for instance, and it's a text ad on someone's website. You could have it so the advert changes the text based on what they've looked at in the past on your website. Very clever, and it's a great way to keep your ads relevant. So we then name our ad group, and then we're going to take a look at audiences. Now, our target audiences we're going to look for remarketing, how they've interacted with your business, and then we want to look for similar audiences. We've got different lists here. We can select website visitors, all users. So then we're going to be reaching all the users who have been on our website. You'll see that the target reach isn't that big, depending on how many people visit your website. I mean, if you've had hundreds of thousands of people visit your website since you've been running your campaign, who've clicked on your ads before, then you're going to have a lot bigger reach. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. And then again, we're going to probably turn our targeting expansion off, because we don't really want to expand this. This is just a remarketing campaign, it's not a normal display. And then we can bid slightly higher on this, because we know as they've already visited our site that they're quite targeted traffic. So our cost per click we can put as whatever we like here. Don't go too high to start with, you can always reduce it, but once you've spent the money, that's it. And then we're going to create ads again. I've shown you how to create the ads already, so you can go ahead and I'll just click on create ads later. You don't need to watch me create another ad. And then just simply hit click campaign. I would recommend naming your campaign something to do with remarketing. Again, it says here almost running, that's just because we haven't created an ad yet, but on yours you'll be creating a selection of ads again to show to your previous visitors. So I hope you found this module interesting, and thanks a lot. And